There you go.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
So what's everyone at the office like?
Well, the boss is a real punctuality freak. Gives me grief if I walk in a millisecond after 9:30, just because I was late once. Well, maybe a couple of times. Did you get lost this morning, Charles? The others are all right. One's just a big kid. I half expected to be bouncing around the office on a space hopper. OMG, this is totally awesome. But otherwise, it's starting to feel like an actual job. You know what I mean?
Bear your audience in mind here. You're speaking to someone who wouldn't know an actual job if it fell on me from a great height.
Unemployment treating you well, then?
Messed up another interview today.
Well, I did warn you not to tell them about the year you spent smuggling guns to rebel forces in sub-Saharan Africa.
But surely that shows commercial skill, enterprise, problem-solving skills, and the ability to think outside the box while under considerable pressure. All very desirable skills in the current job market.
Agreed. But companies are a bit reluctant to hire people that are wanted in 7 different countries.
A sad indictment on the excessive conservatism of employers today.
So what did you actually tell them? Your biggest flaw was being totally perfect?
When they asked why I wanted the job, I said I needed the money. Which is true.
But not very tactful. Or what they're expecting.
So, wise one, what does an actual job feel like?
Generally pretty dull. I'd rather be anywhere else, doing anything else. But it does help to pay the rent.
It's like the end of the world out there.
Nothing can save you from the tedium of calls. Even if there's an 8th circle of hell it's going to involve listening to people whinging about the smallest things.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Alexandra here. Damn it, all that effort for nothing.
I wouldn't say it was for nothing. It gave us some great entertainment. Ah, a chance at redemption.
Hello, Alexandra here. How can I help you today?
Hi, I wanted to complain about my job. I mean, it was really exciting at first and there was loads of foreign travel, but the work has become incredibly repetitive. It's just hour after hour of doing exactly the same thing with no chance of doing anything different. Most of the time it feels like I'm just going round and round in circles.
Oh, that's such a shame. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly is it you do?
I'm a Formula One driver, and sometimes my life is just the absolute pits.
I feel like you're not being totally serious here.
Of course I'm not. You work in a totally pointless company. Whoever first came up with the idea must have been really stupid.
Well, actually, I think we do a lot of good. Most people find it very calming to talk to people about their problems without any preconceptions. So actually, we're helping a lot of people. And while it might be a really stupid idea, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for being stupid enough yourself to pay a premium rate to make this call for your pointless joke.
Premium? Oh, for crying out loud!
Thank you for your comments. I'll be sure to remember this call when I look at my payslip for this month. Honestly, what a moron.
Everything okay?
Oh, just some arrogant joker who felt the need to ring up and tell me how pointless my job is.
It's just what you want to be told, really.
Yeah, but we do help people, though. It's always nice to hear how grateful they are when it happens. I mean, it does make things seem worthwhile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we help to lighten their wallets. It's not about helping people. It's about getting as much money out of them as possible before anyone cottons on to how little we do.
I wouldn't say this is the best job in the world, but it sounds like it's no worse than many others. You're always going to have good days and bad days, and long periods of boredom. Hello, Charles here. What can I help you with today?
Hi. It's about my work.
Oh, yeah? What's the problem?
I had this customer ranting at me yesterday. She was really furious and absolutely tore into me.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Where do you work?
I've just started my own car washing company and she was my first customer. How was I meant to know that the mud all over her 4x4 was just a fashion statement to make it look like she went off-road all the time?
That's a tricky one. Perhaps I could suggest that next time, if the customer's wearing an old pair of wellies and they're covered in mud themselves, then you're probably safe to wash the car. But if they've got a pair of designer sunglasses, nicely manicured nails, and brand new shoes, you're probably best ignoring them.
Thanks. That's pretty good advice for life in general.
You know, just for future reference, if you don't want to go through the whole facial gymnastics thing, there's a mute button on the top of the phone.
That would have been really helpful a couple of minutes ago. I'm guessing that's not an uncommon occurrence.
Oh, no. No. When we started, we all had operations to make sure that we never coughed or sneezed ever again. Haven't they given you yours yet?
I genuinely wouldn't be surprised to hear that was true.
I once had a chest infection and I had a coughing fit every 10 minutes. It was a massive pain.
Whoa, I can top that easily. I mean, you knew you were going to have problems when you came in, whereas I had no idea of the cataclysmic events that were about to unfold.
Jesus, what happened?
I was midway through a call. It had been a completely normal day with no indication that anything unusual was about to happen. And that's when the nightmare started. I had a nosebleed. But in the midst of calamity, I remained cool. You can handle any situation, provided you don't panic. I reached out, collected a tissue, and carried on with the call. Sure, it wasn't ideal, maybe a bit more muffled than usual, but it takes more than that to make me neglect my duty. But then, just when I thought I'd triumphed over adversity, disaster struck again. I ran out of tissues. Stronger people than I would have gone to pieces at that point, but, well, I had ice in my veins that day. Casually, like nothing was going on, I wrote a post-it note asking for some loo roll, passed it to Xandra, and, well, credit where credit is due, I wasn't the only hero that day. Xandra acted with commendable speed to run to my aid and brought me enough tissues to last a month of nosebleeds.
Oh, well, it was nothing. Anyone else would have done the same.
Fine, mock me if you want, but I bet none of you lot could handle anything as dramatic and unexpected as that during a call. Not without totally losing it.
How much do you bet?
What? Say £5?
Right. I'll take that bet. I can handle a much bigger disaster than that without breaking a sweat.
I'll believe that when I see it. I reckon you're all talk.
Hey, John, want me to arrange for you to have a nosebleed for your next call?
No, that won't count. Not if he's expecting it. If it was anything like my chest infection, it's got to be something he has no way of knowing is coming.
Hi, John speaking. How can I help?
Hello? I've been having some issues with my colleagues recently, or to be more exact, with their work.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, I work for an engineering company, and frankly, some of the work that's coming through to me is just shocking. Particularly the work of some of our virgin equipment. Frankly, the grooving and the tonguing has been distinctly substandard recently. And just yesterday I had to tell the newest starter to apply the lube to the tip and press the shaft until the nuts made contact with the orifice, and he just couldn't do it.
Well, that sounds very unfortunate.
It was. I had to keep showing him. When he tried it, his steering knuckles just kept coming off the shaft. He maintained that his exciter coil wasn't good enough, but it was doing the job for me.
Well, perhaps the pressure got to him. It can be a little difficult to perform when you're nervous.
Possibly. Anyway, all of that obviously set us back massively. So in the end, I had to grease the nipples by hand. Otherwise, there would have been no way to be able to transfer the fluid successfully from the discharge head into the orifice.
Well, maybe you should let your new employees practice by themselves.
That could be an idea. We certainly need to do something about our training. At the moment, all the first-timers get flustered and leave me with a terrible mess to clean up. I'll speak to the training manager about helping the new starters to get their hands on the equipment earlier on. Under proper supervision, of course.
Oh, of course. I mean, I would imagine letting them handle their own equipment unsupervised could lead to a sticky situation.
Well, quite. Thank you for your help.
Good morning, you've reached Georgina. What would you like to complain about?
Good morning. I'd like to complain about my job.
Oh, yeah? Is there anything in particular?
There's so much travelling. It feels like I'm going to a different country every day, but I never get time to look round the cities I end up in. As soon as the job is done, I have to turn around and come straight back home. And on top of that, I never find travelling very restful. I've always got so many worries and responsibilities. I never feel like I can switch off or fall asleep during a flight, you know. There's just too much pressure.
Oh, well, if you don't mind me saying, I think you might be worrying a bit too much there. I mean, it's fine for you to, relax and fall asleep during a flight. It's not like you have any more responsibility than the other passengers.
Oh, but I do.
Why do you feel that way?
I'm the pilot.
Oh, okay. Have you considered changing careers, perhaps? Maybe something a bit less stressful, something where you feel less responsible for other people's safety?
Well, I have been considering making a change.
What else would you do?
I've applied to become a fireman.
Hi, John speaking. How can I help?
Oh, yes, about my employees. I mean, they just don't seem to be able to leverage their core competencies across the piece. I'm desperately trying to inculturate more blue sky thinking to help us action our deliverables more easily. They aren't even able to bucketize their ideas properly.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. That must be causing lots of problems for you.
Well, I'll not deny that we've been having to differ some of our success lately. And the really unfair bit is that I have to disambiguate the reasons for this to sea level. Maybe it's time we changed our recruitment process.
May I ask what you're doing currently?
Well, the usual sort of questions. If you were a computer program, which would you be? Tell me a bit about your time. What's your favourite colour and why? Bog standard questions, really.
Oh, right.
But of course, the clincher is, we watch the meat in soup.
Oh, yes. I've heard of that test. You want to make sure that they put salt in before tasting it?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It's more that no one wants to employ someone who slurps when eating soup. I mean, we had one candidate, bright lad, well qualified, would have been great, but honestly, you could hear him eating soup 3 miles away. Sounding like a collision between the Flying Scotsman at full speed and particularly unyielding wall. Sorry, is there some noise in the background?
I'm sorry about that. It seems to be the fire alarm, but it's probably just a drill, so please, do carry on.
Well, anyway, clearly our HR department has been sleeping on the job. Frankly, some of the people I've had to deal with suggests that they have been letting some very messy eaters slipping through. Are you sure you shouldn't be leaving?
Well, it has been going on for quite a while now, but, I've got a good view of the rest of the floor from here, and I'm quite close to the fire exit, so if I see any flames, I can make a quick dash for the door.
You seem to be taking a very relaxed attitude to all this.
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm looking to win the Employee of the Month award, and, I figured that if I stay on the phone while the building burns down to the ground around me, then that should make me a shoo-in for it. Although it might have to be awarded posthumously.
Well, I admire your dedication. I really feel like you should leave.
Well, I suppose I ought to go. It is getting a little warm. Well, it's a pleasure to be speaking with you, and I hope to be able to speak with you again. Always assuming it's just a drill, of course.
John, what the hell do you think you're doing? Get outside now!
Sure thing, boss.
I know. Like, how many times do we have to do a drill? Seriously.
Thank you very much.